Okay, so as you guys know, it's my friend Evan right here. He is our friend that he is one of our locals, and he's won the Kissimmee Regional. He's also top Emporia and all sorts of events. And Evan and I are gonna do a tier list for OP06. It's gonna have, as you can see from right here, all the already existing leaders plus OP06, and we might talk about the ST12, maybe. Evan, so OP06. You can start whenever you're ready, by the way, for your thing.
Okay, yeah. So OP06. Are you wanting to start with the OP06 leaders, or are you wanting to kind of like...
We can jump around. So normally I would do like sillier names, but we're kind of like sharing this tier list, so we're gonna keep it the same style. Maybe I'll modify it later. So we can start off with one of the leaders. Do you want to get the elephant out of the room?
Let's save that for a little bit later.
Wow. Okay.
Let's do like something. Let's do kid.
Kid.
Like very basic green kid.
Green kid. Okay. So
yeah, like that's a very middle of the road leader that a lot of people play with.
It never fails. Yeah. So what are you thinking?
I'm thinking like a B tier.
B tier. Yeah. It never fails. It's always serviceable because it's a very strong leader effect. Okay. Tier 1 is Black Luffy. Lol. Also, Chad, let me know if the audio is okay, by the way. Yeah, so that sounds pretty fair. It can be moved around later, but double attack is pretty good. Speaking of double attack, do you want to go to our next double attacking leader? One of our new cards?
Are you talking about
the
new
Uta? Yeah,
Uta?
So she did really well at the Japanese National, and she actually won the event, but she has a couple more cards than we do right now in America. Hey Luffy, has to go, man. Thank you for the raid there. Welcome to the stream, guys. We're going to be doing an OP06 tier list, and we just started. So what do you think of Uta right now in an OP06 format without the EV01 cards?
I'm still putting her at tier A.
At tier A?
Better kid all around. I'm not going to say she's like best 3 decks or whatever.
Film has a lot of support.
Yeah.
And the thing is, yeah, because we have... Film is played in kid, so you're getting even more support by playing this leader, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, so you're basically playing the same deck as kid, almost, but now you're drawing cards, you still get the double attacking, you get that really broken rest and pop event, you get even more filter with the event that's check top 3, add 1 for free, so it's just a very consistent film kid.
Exactly. And yeah, 2K is really useful that it gets on EVO1, but it's still a very good deck, I think. Very playable. It's got slightly more support, and you don't have to run supernovas really. You just run your film engine, and that's it. How about
you can also play like 10 drop Dofi or 8 drop Kid as well, depending on how the format.
I'm a little louder. Yeah, and then let's say something more recent. How about our friend NL? So yellow's always good right now. NL won the Nats for North America.
So if we're gonna talk about Enel, in my mind, I'm also going to take Katakuri because I think Enel and Katakuri
hand in hand,
like are hand in hand.
Okay.
And I'd put both of them in S tier.
Okay, so I'm gonna drag both of them so they're on the screen. And
right now, in Japan, Katakuri was seeing more favor, but that was also the same thing in set 5 in Japan, where Katakuri was seeing more favor. But in America, we like to play Enel more. I mean, it literally just won nationals.
It's definitely a playstyle preference.
But for the most part, the decks do the same thing.
Very similar. Yeah, one is 10 drop Big Mom, and sooner rather than later, we're gonna get Big Dad Ace for NL too, so we get more tools.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a while now.
Yeah.
It's set 7 now,
that's gonna be fun. So. Can't wait for that one. That's OP07 is gonna have big stocks rather with stonks. Let's jump back into 4. How about from OP04? Let's see, a very popular leader that was played by people, which is kind of what got replaced by Sakasuki, Rebecca. I think it has good cards, but it's restricted to the Dressrosa.
I'm placing Rebecca in like C.
C. Yeah. I did see somebody that played it with a bigger Navy engine, so that was interesting. But I don't think it topped that event.
Yeah, I think Rebecca was like a one set thing. We have Sakazuki now. Like, why am I playing that red-black leader?
Because you can play the same cards into that leader, so it's like the same thing as Uta and Kit, for example, or Kuro. It's the same.
Yeah, but not attacking is such a big deal.
Can't see 5. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not meant to be shown all leaders, sorry. And maybe I can... Yeah, that works. And let's see. What else would be... We come back to OP01. How about Zoro? Zoro's popular. It's always a winning deck. It always sneaks in. We had a lot of representation for Zoro in the European finals. There was quite a bit of them.
I think Zoro's like top of A tier.
Yeah, because it's one, again, like Kid, it's one of those decks that are always good.
Yeah, it's always good. Yeah. It's super solid, well-rounded deck. It just gets you there.
Yeah, it has a good second matchup, right? Because you constantly replace your lobies in comparison to like other ones where it's like you're playing, say, Whitebeard and you play your Atmosphere King dude and they just die. So at least you're getting your Buggy back, you're getting your Iso, you're getting your Nami, you're getting your Dadan. So it's hard to really stop the momentum from that.
Really good advantage engine all around inside of that deck.
Exactly.
Value out of everything.
Let's pick something else from the pot over here. Here, since we're on Zoro, let's just talk about this one. What do you think of the starter deck 12 Zoro Sanji? We don't hate it quite yet. We're gonna get it later after this Uta starter deck, but it's coming.
Let's see. This leader.
Here, can we see this leader?
It's like better RG Luffy, basically. Except you use red.
Can I move this? I can't move it. RG Luffy?
Red blue has always been like a really good deck, or a really good color combination with really bad leaders, and we finally got like a good leader.
It's better than actual Sanji.
Yeah. I really like it. It hasn't really been doing too much. I feel safe to put it in like a B tier category with like Kid.
It's like always reliable. It could be, you know, sneaking always. Let's jump back. Let's come back, circle into like, what about OP02? How about something big? Whitebeard. Ever Newgate.
I'm still saying A tier for Newgate.
So one thing that a lot of doom and gloom was going on was that I believe OP06 is the that blue pudding that makes you discard. But I wasn't seeing a lot of decks that were playing that pudding though.
Yeah, so I feel like if Whitebeard was like best deck in format, people would be playing that.
They would specifically side again, like when not side, like play it, right?
Yeah, like if this was set 2, set 3 format, people would be main decking pudding. But like it's not that. You're not teching for the Newgate, you're teching for black. So
we got a special request by our buddy Sage Cake Filet. Can you do me a favor and add our Blue Dofi into mid B? What do you think about Blue Dofi?
Dofi in mid B? I mean, yeah.
Yeah? You can see it?
Yeah.
I mean, he is getting a resurgence, but in later sets, which is not right now, unfortunately.
He's like just a solid leader. Like, he doesn't do anything like special or unfair anymore compared to everything else, but like he's not bad. Like, playing cards is still good. Like, if you're playing against black, if you're able to like attack with your leader, play a free card, play another body, maybe remove a threat. Like, I can see like some counterplay to that, but also like you don't have any like crazy cards. That deck hasn't gotten anything like insane at all recently. So
like the deck is solid because generic is king in this game. Like, everything is generic is really good. You know, Dadan, these leaders, Kid, Dofi, Katakuri is generic. So all these generic effects, they all add up and they're highly playable. So
blue has also been getting a lot more scry cards. So like setting up the combo, like even with like that 5/7 extra or 5/6 extra blocker, where it's a blocker and then also on play top 5. So I could see that like seeing play in Dofi.
What about a fellow Warlord of the Sea, Blurple from OP01, Crocodile?
Oh,
it's got a cute effect, but does it get outpaced by maybe the yellow-purple one?
I'm putting that into D tier.
D's nuts, sorry. Yeah, it's like, it's a cool effect, but there's better cards that support better leaders.
Doesn't do anything really. It's not like a unique color combination either. Like, the effects very meh. Events aren't very popular right now, and like if you're gonna play an event style deck, you want to play like Grape Dofi.
Yeah.
You want to be playing. You could even be playing like Nami. And if you're looking for blue purple, Kaido is such a better option.
Yeah. I do see there's a lot of popularity right now with the yellow purple crocodile, and it's picking up some steam over there. But it's like that one's a deck that plays more like big bodies also.
Yeah. Purple yellow crocodile.
Yeah, let's go into it.
Like
it
makes me think of Queen.
Hold on, so I can hold this here. Queen. So it's like Queen. Yeah, because you're healing. So like them two. Hey Gary, thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. They're like similar. Like would you say they're B, or because they're playable, but. Did they go with Rebecca maybe on C?
It's hard to say because like anything yellow right now, yellow just has something cool.
Yellow's the sack. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be fair to put it in B. Like
B.
I want to instinctually put it in the C.
We can always restructure later. So like once we get everything in the board, we can see like, oh, this should not be here, this should be here. So it makes more sense. Yeah. One good combination of colors is purple black. What about a Zephyr Z? Because
that's a deck that people are always on, and they're like, man, this is the thing.
Yeah.
Everyone should be playing this, and I see people talking about it. I even saw people playing that deck at Nats.
I played a deck in Nats in Europe. My round one was a match against Zephyr, and that was intense because it went down to the wire of him playing all the blockers and the Sabo and the queens, and I came to the last swing. Last card was 2K, so he got it.
Zeph, it's also a unique color combination.
Yeah.
Black is king now, so
he plays the best blockers.
I'd be fine putting it in B.
He plays Borsa, so yeah. Let's keep jumping. Let's something new here. Speaking of black, what about? Hold on, so I can get it on the board. Perona, the green black Perona, because it has two identities, the black and the green identity on the effect. So.
I'd be fine putting her in, like, bottom of A tier or top of B tier.
Bottom of A, you said?
Yeah, bottom of A.
Yeah, we can put her here because that's comparable to, like, the Soros in tops. Because just a quick detour on this one. Let me show you so you can see this. For reference, this is the list of the decks that topped in Japan. So you can get a better look at them. So we had... the highest top decks in Asia for OP06 were going to be the Gecko Moria and the Sakasuki with about 62 to 63 tops. And then third place and fourth was the Katakuri and the NL. Then beneath that, way lower, we had the Reiju. After that is Perona with 13 and Newgate with 12. So after that, it falls off. So let me go back here.
Yeah, I do like the versatility of Perona, where it can do two different things based off of what you need it to do. Both of the effects are pretty strong effects as well. Green isn't the most amazing color right now, but you do have some pretty cool tools that the Perona deck does provide because you're playing Perona. Also, if you want to go aggressive tools, we got the new Hody Jones. That's a really good card.
Yeah, and that card actually is what won one of the first CS, or I think the first CS in Asia for OP06, because it was a Yamato list with Hody Jones on it. It was basically green. It was mostly green with the new stuff. Yeah, so definitely playable. And I think we're gonna see a lot of people playing preference with it because they like black, they like green. So we'll see it get played in representation. Just like we're seeing Uta right now, people will play it.
Yeah.
What about? Here's an easy one. You ready for this one? King.
Sure. Oh, F.
F. No, my King. Well, we are getting King redeemed in OP07. 8, sorry. So.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
I mean, it's F tier in the fact that 0 people would ever play this leader.
You can just play Kaido.
But, like, if you were just playing purple Kaido stuff and you use this leader over Kaido, like, it would just be a worse version of it. But, it wouldn't be that big of a difference playing it.
You're just memeing with that, really.
It's just a meme. Like, why would I use that leader? There's no advantage to it.
Yes. I agree. And speaking of memes, we have probably a couple more of those in the meme category, I'd say, in the F tiers. Would you say Uta promo is in that category as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For, like, it's bad. Like, it's just bad Zoro all around.
If triggers were not considered effects, it might make a difference, but they're considered effects.
Yes.
Yeah, so Kara doesn't go wild.
Yeah.
Let's move out. What about Shanks on this one? The ST5 Shanks.
So we've always like thrown him into like F or D tier.
Yeah.
I'm willing to throw him into C tier.
Wow, you're generous.
Well, no, never mind. I was gonna say because we have the red purple Uda, so he got a lot of more support.
Yes.
But he actually didn't because all the film stuff is red.
Correct. Yeah, there's not many purple, if at all. Yeah, there's something. Not even the OP07 stuff is purple. It's red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, after realizing that, I'm still gonna throw him in like D tier.
So you are saying that he would in fact be better off than an Uta or King?
Yeah, because he has like a relevant effect. Like,
like
boosting your entire board.
You still play ramp stuff, so I suppose. Yeah, so it's playable. What about the OG, the Black Sakazuki from the starter deck?
So it depends. We can put like in the midst of will this leader ever see play? I would put it in F tier. In the midst of how playable is this leader as a mono black leader, because mono black is just a competitive, like a relevant color, would be sitting in like a C or a B tier.
Yeah, because my mentality of tier list is like, why should this be this high when there's a better leader out there, right? So it's like, why have this example, this Sakazuki be A tier when the other one is way better, so therefore it should be higher, then this one should be lower. No, that's how I see it. So it should be in, like, he's playable and he's well supported by Black, but also so is Black Luffy.
Yeah, exactly.
And Lucci, yeah. So there's like so many way better black cards.
Even Smoker, like if you're like, oh, I want the navy
or Garb, yeah.
Garbs, the blue purple Sakazuki.
Exactly. Like, yeah, there's so much.
Gecko Moria, like, why am I playing? This is like the worst mono black leader overall, but also mono black leaders are still really good leaders, no matter what.
So what do you think? You want to put him on D or F for meme?
I'll put him in D.
Generous, yeah. Let's jump. How about something else that's blackish? Yellow Black Big Mom.
I throw her in B. Like,
in B,
I think B is like those weird, like dual color leaders that never see any play, but like they're like very unique in their own color combinations. Like we have the Crocodile, we have the Zeph, we have the Lin. They're like. No other leader can do what these leaders do, and that's what makes them special. And they're not bad color combinations by any far. And then all three of their leader effects are not bad leader effects whatsoever.
So the way I see it with Black Yellow Big Mom is that Black and Yellow don't mesh that well, in a sense that it's not as OP as Black Purple or Black Blue, and Yellow's always a sack. You know, Yellow's a very supportive second color, I'd say, because you can go with anything and don't get punished. So I feel like you could be playing better mono or dual color decks than her.
Which is funny though, because like we're black yellow, like black and yellow are the two best colors right now by far.
But together it's a bit iffier, and the support
because they don't do anything together.
But you can play 10-drop Big Mom and Kusan, so that's a difference, I guess. You know, benefit of the deck.
What are you gonna do? Cost reduce so that your Thunderbolt hits better? I guess.
Hey, we're gonna get cost increased pretty soon, so we'll see.
Yeah. Oh, you can cost reduce, and then you get to Amaru rest.
Oh, yo, that's crazy. That's a good combo.
Yeah.
That's the sauce for the next Treasure Cup.
There you go, right there. You heard it here, folks.
I'm not playing that garbage.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. Okay. How about one for Bamper, for Jacoby? Red Ace.
Like C tier.
I'm sorry, Jacoby. Because I guess again, there's other red leaders out there. He does get more support in set 7, but we're not in that tier list yet.
Yeah, he has like the Sakazuki thing where it's like, why would I ever use this?
But if they bring back Boat, he's gonna be S tier, right?
I mean, you can just play Whitebeard leader.
But you can play DBS playing Ace. You use combo.
I could just play DBS.
Yeah, you can play Fusion World. Pre-release is tomorrow.
I'll just play Fusion World instead.
Is anybody going to go to the pre-release for Fusion World, guys? No? I'm gonna try and go on Saturday if I don't get in the Treasure Cup. What leader do you want to pick so far? Anything catches your eye that you want to discuss?
Let's do Law. Where do you think Law is doing this format?
Law.
Red Green Law.
I'm gonna get to. We're not doing Black Yellow Luffy, unfortunately, because he's out of this release calendar. Which law you say you wanted to do?
Red Green Law.
RG Law, Fern's favorite child. Here.
Yeah.
All right, so this guy is one of the most consistent decks until Saka came out.
Yeah, it's just so hard because Saka is such a hard natural counter to this deck.
Yes.
And when you're not doing well against the best deck in the format, it's kind of hard to say. But that deck is still really, really good. There are definitely people that, like, even at Nats, like, people piloted that deck to a top 6.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And even in Europe, Thomas, one of our California players, he played low and had a multitude of Sakazuki matchups at the event, at the finals, and he actually beat them. And he only lost when they had it, so...
I'd still feel fine putting this deck into A tier.
I agree, because it's not a super oppressive deck, you know?
Yeah.
That's how I see it. Somebody else said another one. Kuro or let's do Kuro by request.
Kuro?
I would put him up CRD because he should not be above. Yeah, he should not be above Kid or the same thing as Kid, I think.
The problem with Kuro is that I think Hody Jones like crept him out.
That is true, and Hody Jones has a very Whitebeard-like effect, and like a mechanic where you are like saving yourself from losing life. Well, no, you would lose life by the card effects, but you get safe from that. So
yeah, the Hody Jones is just like, because the Kuro thing is like very aggressive, and then you could rest things to go in, and the Hody Jones being able to rest, and then you get to play the guy with the rush. Like, I'd just rather be doing that stuff, than setting up like a bunch of little guys to rest in order to do my combo.
Right. And it's also the fact that it is East Blue is a archetype that's like slowly diminishing support, you know, so it's harder and harder to get like a few bones thrown in at them to get more cards, you know.
Yeah.
What about our boy that's gonna get redeemed in the next set, Lucci, Black Lucci.
Black Lucci. I want to put him in B tier.
Yeah, I think I can put him next to like the Zephyr and stuff. It did top. It topped a PPG event, not a Tetra Cup. It was like one of those convention events. So it topped that event, so that was something. It's a very strong effect. It's generic, you know.
Yeah, the also good part about that stuff is that like, because he's a CP leader, you get to play the CP searcher, so you can search for the Rob Lucci. Like, you have a searcher for Rob Lucci.
Yeah, so now there's a different playstyle to play, maybe also, you know.
Yeah, like if you're playing like a CP oriented deck, you could do like CP control with an aggressive style leader. You could even like play like one copy of like the Rush Rob Lucci and like, steal a game out of nowhere. I don't know. I think there's like cool things that you could do with that deck.
Yeah.
You could play like the CP stage to reduce something by 2 every turn. Like, there's definitely a lot of cool things you can do with that deck.
Yeah, a lot more play styles open up with the new OP05 black cards, I'd say.
Yeah.
And also with the coming ones for OP06. What about something? Let's talk about Hody.
Hody Jones? I put him like B.
B?
Yeah, B.
Yeah, because just to recap, Hody is going to be our friend, right? Oh, not it. Yeah, it's the rest is leader. Rest up to one of your opponent's Dawn or characters, 3 or less. Then you cannot add life to your hand using your own effects. Yeah, so I mean, it's fine. It should be higher rated, I would say, than the Kuro, so that's fair. But still, I don't know if he's better than the Kid, but some other support's pretty good though.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
The thing is about like what he can do is that like I can also just. I think Perona is just better than him.
Especially because you get to choose what identity you want to have with the Perona, you know, black or green, and you can play the Absalom, you can play the 9. I think it's an 9-drop, right? The big Gecko Moria? He's a 9. 8, yeah. He's 8-9, I think, right?
Yeah, he's an 8-9.
Yeah, so he's huge, and you get all these cards that you discarded, so you always constantly cycle them out. So it's really strong. You
also still play the Rusher in that deck. I don't know. I like. Hody does like cute things, but like not cute enough, I guess.
Yeah, right. But it's still playable. It's not Uta level. You can take it to a local and still probably top with it or win. So, on another people's perspective, personally, I don't see how RG Law is A tier considering it has to deal with Moria, a stronger Saka, stronger Enel, Perona, RP Law, etc. in the format. How do you feel about the competition that Red Green Law gets with these newer decks that got boosted, or older decks that got boosted and newer decks that just came out?
Well, my thing is that Law plays on a different axis than any other deck can play, and Sakazuki finally entered the format and started playing on the same axis as Law.
Yeah.
And Sakazuki naturally was a good counter deck, but Law is still such a good aggressive deck that it was still able to like still do things. Like when I'm putting Law in A tier, I am not putting like your local Andy Law in A tier. I'm talking about like there's like 20 players that like no life pilot this Law list, and that's like the perspective that I see that Law at.
Yeah, like people that play optimally, you know, to a T, like Fern, Nikki, and so on.
Yeah, like that's how I imagine Law being in A tier. I'm not talking about like the random guy that plays Law at your locals that are like, oh, I match with him every week with Sakazuki and I just auto win. I'm talking about like the top Law players are piloting that deck at like an A tier level.
So unfortunately, we're not going to cover EVO1 booster cards, you know, but however, the RP Law, his twin brother, so that was a fun deck to play against the Nats. That was concerning to me, but yeah, it's a really nice effect. It deals with a lower cost decks. You know, it's different playstyle than the other SC10 counterparts. But how would you put this guy on here? Would you put it on B along with like all these like moderate decks, or
I'd put
higher in B?
Yeah,
I think for now sounds good.
You can be very aggressive.
Yeah,
you can steal games from you.
Yeah, and it's also, you know, the usual play out your cards. You have all the blockers, so much support you can play, you know.
If you've never played that deck, by the way, that deck is so fun to play.
I have shed bricks against it as a Viper player. that was a very close round 8. No, that was a round 9 for me. How about into let's say, speaking of the natural counterpart to Law, how about Sakazuki? So this is the boy that gets the most love in this set, I think. Don't you agree?
Blue-black Sakazuki.
Yep, blue-black Sakazuki.
S tier.
S tier, baby.
Yeah, just best deck in format.
He's already the best deck in the format, and now he gets even better because he gets the Thriller Bark support that goes to him apparently. So
yeah, I don't know what they were thinking.
Generic is king. Yeah, because your this black deck feeds into the graveyard, and so does Moria's archetype. So you know, you're just improving it by doing that. So I don't know. That was like a design oversight, maybe.
I don't think it was an oversight. I think Bandai just knows what they're doing and they don't care.
Don't tell Ben. So with him, it's like they clearly knew what they were doing in making leaders archetype restrictive, like say Kuro or Hody, but then they go ahead and make Sakazuki, who can work with Turtle Bark, you know. So that's they pick and choose their favorites.
The fact that Gecko Moria, the card, does not restrict you to a Thriller Bark leader, like amazes me.
Yeah,
I can't believe they didn't print that line of text on that card.
Once they get into more power creep, I think they're gonna make things exclusively leader only, because otherwise it'll be too strong. And what about something that's been the how would I say this? The coveted Iceberg leader that's was slated to win Nats.
Meme tier.
Meme tier. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Giuliano. I'm sorry.
The man himself couldn't even show up with that deck.
He said, "I'm playing Nami."
Yeah. Like, he was like, "No, I'm good."
Chopper's not in this tier list. I'm sorry. He's not ready for us. Yeah, unfortunately, there is like a leader that doesn't attack is hard to make good, and Rebecca's probably the best attempt at that so far. We are getting Vegapunk, and he looks very promising, but that's next set.
Yeah, that's. I'm not even sure how to feel about Vegapunk.
What about our other friend that can't attack, Vivi?
F tier.
So all right, put him in the memes.
Loading up the F tier decks.
To load him up.
Yeah.
See what else. Any?
Do we have any more F tier?
Yeah.
Decks that... I don't see anything that I'd look at and be like, this is F tier.
I see what you're saying about the Asperg thing. Yeah, because we have some new stuff, right? What about? Tell me a leader. Shoot me one.
Here, I'll just throw Ivankov into D tier real quick.
Oh no, not Ivankov on D tier.
Yeah.
No high roll. No infirmities.
Yeah. Let's speed run some of these.
Sure.
We'll put Odin leader into D tier.
Tight.
We'll put Sabo into D tier.
Sabo. Oh no.
Sanji into D tier. We'll put Nate into C tier just because people like to play the fuck out of that deck for some reason.
Whoa, hold on. That deck was fun when I played it at Nats.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got potential, and it's a decently supported deck, but I think it has its good matchups and a lot more bad matchups.
Yeah, because that deck just plays like defend 8-drop kid dot deck.
Yes.
And there's too much black to be doing that.
Yeah, you get rid of all the lobies. Yeah.
Where do you think Arlong sits at?
I think it got better because again we got more yellow cards. So splashing anything generic yellow helped it. So C
because we have
low C or high D.
Leader, so
yeah, that is true.
The Hody Jones cards, like there's some synergies that can work between those two cards. Or those two leaders. He's yellow, so you get a bunch of yellow stuff. So I feel confident like just throwing him into a CK.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think it's fair. What else? Magellan. All right. So this guy's super annoying to play, but it's like playing Purple Luffy, kind of, right? So how would you put him at
C tier?
C tier. Does this mean that by default would you put Luffy on B or higher?
I'd put Luffy at A.
A.
Yeah.
Yeah. The best representative for a purple color, you say?
Yeah, honestly, it's the best representative of purple. I personally would put him at B, but like, I know it's hard to say. Especially after this set because they got like nothing. And I already thought Luffy was like semi-cope last set, and then like Luffy got like did nothing last set, even though everyone was saying he's like in the top 3 leaders of the format.
I mean, it sneaks in wins because it got a few of them at Nats. At both Nats, I believe. It won Latin America and Oceania, if I recall correctly. And it won the Treasure Cup, the first one of the season, by Chris Hawk. So it is a very playable deck. What about... yeah, no, we'll shuffle around too also, so don't forget about that. How about a newer card? What about Reiju, the Power Ranger card? Hold on.
I feel confident putting her in B tier.
In the B, yeah, she's won a few events, a few CSs for Bandit Card Fest, so that deck is pretty fun, you know, to drop Judge and play all the cards. You know who kissed Luffy? Reiju. What about Luffy? Black Luffy.
Black Luffy. Like.
Sorry, I gotta hold a sneeze. I'm listening.
I throw him in C tier.
C tier.
Because when you're choosing a mono black leader, you're not like the choice is Gecko now.
Yes.
And then when it comes to like but like original like things that Gecko can't do, Rob Lucci like fits in that category.
Yeah, so we're just cascading into these black leaders at this point because like you have at the top Sakasuki, then Lucci, then the Luffy, and the other Saka at the very bottom. You know, he's like the most non-preferable one.
Yeah. I'd
what
still
else?
Put him at like top of C tier though.
Yeah, definitely. How about another card? Terminara name.
what do you think about Yamato, the new Yamato?
Oh, Niyama. Oh, babe. Okay, so that's gonna be my A, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
thinking A tier.
we had very big concerns at the beginning of the announcement of this card. Like, we're like, this card's gonna get banned. It's broken. Blah blah. But we were proven by people saying, "Oh no, black is still king."
Yeah, it doesn't help that black just goes play blocker 5-head.
Exactly. So like,
Yeah.
it had a lot of potential, but it's impeded by black by a lot. So it can't be any better than A, I think.
Still scary leader. Just
It is.
double attack, no restrictions on a
Exactly. Go on.
Bello Betty.
Oh, wipe your Slimer. Your worst diver. I think it's either B or C. It can't be any higher than that.
I want to throw her in C tier.
You think so?
Yeah, I can see her getting better once we get all the new revolutionary support.
Oh yeah, the new ones. Oh my lord. Yeah. But also, you could be playing Dragon too. So.
Yeah.
Well, no, you want to play the yellow stuff, cards with trigger and stuff. Speaking of yellow, what about starter deck, Big Mom?
So, she's like a B tier for me.
B tier. Yeah, I think it's a solid deck. It's got some of the best support in the game. You know, your 10-drop bomb, the searcher, all these trigger bodies. So yeah, the support that it has will take you far. That's the way I see it.
Let's see. What next? What do you think about Nami?
Nami, I think it's one of those French decks where like they can sneak in the top because people don't know how to react to it or don't have the ability to catch up to its speed of milling the cards.
Nami's one of those decks where I'm like, I almost want to put it in A tier next to
How did Nami do?
You have like one of the, if you have someone that's like dedicated their entire life to playing Nami and they know the perfect combinations of things to do.
Yeah,
like, that deck can do like crazy things and see really good tops.
Yeah,
but also like in the realistic of like, will you ever see this leader? I'd like then throw her down to C tier. So it's like it's really weird where I'm bouncing between like the realism of like what this deck is and throw it to C tier, like versus the what could like maybe 2 players in the world.
But what about how about, for example, what decks stop it from being at the top, for example?
It's not that what decks, it's the pace of play of this game. Like, what is Nami gonna do if it sits against the Yamato deck?
That is true. Yeah, it doesn't have like some base-like effect that will stall you into. Maybe if you have like a slower version that will do that, but yeah. Yeah. So like in the middle of the pack, I'd say in that case, based on that. What else? Throw me a name.
What do you think about Grape Dofi?
Grape Dofi. I love that effect. Again, generic, and it's super cool that you can just end your turn and get your Dom back to. You can play your full turn, play all your characters, and boom, you have defense right away. So that's super dope. It is super strong because you can play a 10-drop Dofi. You know, you get the ability to play some of the best blockers in the game, some of the best events in the game. The Punk Gibson, your Queen, your Uta. But it is a deck that is very battle oriented, I would say, because you need to get attacked for things to go through, and some of the other decks can clear your board before that happens. Does that make sense?
I put it in the B tier category along with all of the other multicolor leaders that just are like, oh, this is a good leader with a good leader effect with a color combination that is original to its own. So I'm like, with the Zevs, the Crocodile, the Lin, like
I'm gonna dub the B tier the Ote tier, because they're just Ote. What about a new card? Wait, what do we have left from OP06? Let's do Red Purple Uta. All this new film support that's red and the existing purple support.
I think she's like at the same level as like RP Law. I think it's just like those decks. Though they don't play the same way, their deck color choices between them.
Yeah.
Or the cards that you play between those decks can be very similar. I have not really seen a lot of red purple Uda being piloted.
No.
But just reading the cards and seeing how they like just leader effect of like I'm gonna minus your thing and ramp. So it seems like a very control deck that's turboing the game as fast as it can to like do this thing, and I see that the same as like the RP law.
Let's save the last one there. What about Queen? Another big beefy boy healer deck.
I think he's with the boys at B.
The boys at B. The boys, beefy boys. B is for boys and some girls. Yeah, it's not much to say about that, I think, because a deck that's been heavily played in all its formats, and you can't go wrong with big boys, you know.
Yeah.
But also, you're playing different. Sorry, whoa, I'm going all the way down. You're playing different blue leaders now.
Yeah, Queen, like, as soon as Anel came out, you were like, why am I playing Queen?
Right. Oh, let's go back to the beginning. We haven't touched these guys. What about Red Luffy? Starter deck Luffy.
I put him with the other starter deck Luffy at C tier.
I agree. Okay, so I always say that he's always good because he's generic and it's a very like simple, basic effect. But I do think he's getting outpaced at this point right now. So C is fair. I think I put him at B last time, so I think he's getting outpaced right now. I think that's fair. What about... Man, we have so many Luffys left. Here, let's do his enemy, Smoker. So Smoker is a plus 1,000 attack leader. Has all the black support. I think he's with in B in the same sense as Lucci.
I guess. I like Lucci more, but I can put him in B tier along with him. I mean, Lucci higher.
I mean, would you say he's as good as Black Luffy though? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I feel that. It's like
iffy. Let's put him next. It's for space sake. Let's put him in there. We have a lot of dupes. Let's just clear him out. RP Luffy.
C tier.
C tier? Wow, that's a big change. That was one of the most played leaders in the modified format.
Because people just like him.
Yeah, it's a big boy. He's got potential to be an 9K, 8K leader.
Oh, did you say RP?
RP, red purple, sorry.
Sorry, I thought you said
no,
green.
Dyslexia. Okay, yeah, he's high
RP,
B, A.
I think he's like A tier.
Okay. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot more sense now hearing that.
Yeah, sorry, I thought you said R green.
No,
like red green.
No, red purple.
Yes, red purple A tier for me.
Yeah, it's got some good support, some of the best blockers. Let's get ready to get this guy. What about Kaido? Started at Kaido, mono purple.
C tier.
He's not S tier? Damn. Again, another outpaced leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just have purple Luffy now.
That is true. You have to get through all those blockers to get for lethal now.
Let's finish up the starter decks. Let's take Crocodile.
Yeah, Croc.
I think he's up there with Dofi.
Yeah, because it's a similar thing, right? So I think they both should be hand in hand. It's a different tempo with them. Okay, so we got Yamato, Kid, Luffy, Kaido, Garp. Oh, let's get Garp out of the way. Garpy. It's got good support cards, yeah. But he's not quite there yet.
Yeah, I'm throwing him in D.
Purple Kaido? Just to get it out.
Purple Kaido?
Yeah.
I think he's like top of B tier.
Top of B tier? Okay, for now.
Yeah.
We're gonna shuffle up later, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Down to the final 6. We got Yamato, Red Green Luffy, the Red Purple Kid, Kinemon, Isho, and Moria.
Let's see. R Green Luffy, I'd put in like D.
In D?
Yeah.
He's one of those that sound really promising, but they haven't really clicked.
I don't know, do you think C or D?
I think he gets better next set, not this set. because we're gonna get red film support. Not film red,
Yeah.
but he's not quite there yet.
What about
I think
Isho?
Isho. So when I played it against you, really promising. It's got a lot of good defense, but it's to me it's C or D. Because I don't
see. He's cool.
Yeah.
He just thinks his own. I mean, you were playing Whitebeard against me, and I was beating you with Isho.
Like I don't like. There's better greens. There's better black decks to play. And it benefits a lot from both of those blockers, I'd say.
Yeah, and then now that Perona's out, he doesn't even have like the fact that like he was his own color combination. Like Perona's just a better version of him now.
Way better. Yeah. I mean, it is navy, but we don't even have much green. Sorry, pardon me. Green navy right now. Just the old X Drake, I think, and Kobe, but that's vanilla.
Yeah.
Go on.
Kid.
So that's a rough one. Hold on, I'm gonna put this here for right now. I see last time I made this tier list, a lot of people were saying like, oh no, Kid has a lot of plays to do and potential, but again, it's not getting representation, so it's not getting dubs to show that it can do things. So I think it is falling prey to, hey, there's better leaders of this color combination that I can play.
Yeah, it like I almost want to put him in F tier.
Oof, that's rough.
Yeah, because I look at him and then I just see King, where it's like, look at all these red-purple leaders that I would like. We have 2 red-purple leaders in B tier. We have 1 in A tier.
Yeah.
Like, why would I ever play this card over any of those other cards?
True.
It's like he's the meme category because you flip over that leader and you're playing him for the meme. You're not playing him because you're like, oh, I found the spice.
The spice. My 6-band local. Yamato from Bueno, the yellow Yamato.
B tier.
B tier. The just Ote.
Yeah, just
can't go wrong with her. So you say she's better than Arlong and Bella Betty?
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Okay.
Yeah, because she's just a mono yellow leader, and then you get to play like, because we got the new Wano stuff that go with the other Yamato that are all yellow. You can make her 6K leader. 6K leaders are always good. Let's see, Kinemon.
Yes, the Kinemon, Foxfire Kinemon.
Throw him in D tier.
Sorry, Karar.
And
all right, the big boy.
Least,
hold on.
Gecko Moria.
What do you think? What are we guessing?
Tier.
F tier. That guy, get him out of here. Close the window.
Fucking format because he's S tier.
Lord. Yep. All right. So this is the whole. Let me see if I can. Is it not showing the whole thing? Damn. Hold on. Wait. That's as good as it's gonna get for the sizing. So that's the full picture right here. Oh no, not these guys. Wait, one. And I'm just trying to format this in size. Here we go. So now you can see the full. No, one more scroll. That is way too small. That'll do. So that's the full spectrum of all the cards that we chose. Is there any changes that you would do now that you see the full magnitude, like the full scale of the choices we made?
Not really. Like we could. I was trying to keep it like a little bit more ordered, of like within the tiers themselves. Like, I think the best decks are in like A's and B's and like this probably.
Let me know who you move.
So like I have in S tier, I have like Sakazuki, then Gecko, then Enel, then Katakuri. The Enel Katakuri is kind of like iffy. I do think that Sakazuki is better than Gecko Moria. And A tier, I have like Zoro, then Law, then I have Uda, then Yamato, Whitebeard, Luffy, Luffy, Perona.
The red purple, both Luffy's, right.
Yeah.
And then the Ote tier is gonna be the Kid, Soro Sanji, the Dofi, the Croc, the other Croc, Zephyr, the Black Yellow Big Mom, the Lucci, the Hody, the RP Law, the Uta, the Reiju, the Mono Yellow Big Mom, starter deck one, Grape Dofi, Queen, Blurple Kaido, and the Yellow Yamato. Sounds, yeah. I don't see DC tier cards going over the B tier cards mostly.
Yeah, it's. But I will say though, I really wish Sakazuki didn't exist. I wish Black didn't have what it did, and then like Yellow got like nerfed a little bit. Because if we did get rid of these decks and reduce their format, I think this would be like an insanely cool format. Like, imagine playing a format with just the B tier decks in the format.
Yeah, because it will have more diversity. It will be like so, and it's only a few red decks. Yeah, it's like super even.
Like, all the B tier decks are like super cool decks that like have their own like unique playstyle. Like, and it's just really sad that like the Sakazuki Black is like
they just dominate. Yeah, those four decks were the top decks of we go once again of the OP06 format. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Yellow is just like such like a sack deck that's like just
it always sneak in, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that can keep up with Black is the fact that you just have like the consistency of it, and then on top of that you can smidge out with the sack factor.
Yeah, I don't see any cards from the meme deck passing anything on D and D to C, CUB, and so on. The only one I'm really like iffy on is the Nami, but that's like what matchups you get, the knowledge of the opponent or how to play against it. Because a good player on a good day that has a good variance, like they'll win an event or top an event, right? Especially when it gets to top cut and anything goes. Like at the European finals, it could have potentially made the finals. It came to a really close end of time game, so that could have been our finalist. That could have gone to Japan, for example. Yeah. So unfortunately for Japan, it's gonna be a OP05 format because we gotta bridge the gap between the regions. Because technically there's 3 regions, right? Because there's Hong Kong, there is Asia with Japan, Southeast Asia, Philippines, Malaysia, Thailand, all that stuff, and there is the global version, which is Europe, Oceania, Latin America, and North America. So we're still on OP05. We are getting OP06 after Worlds. I think it's March what again?
March
15th. March 15th.
Worlds is March
15th. No, sorry. We're getting OP06 at March 15th.
Oh, I was like, what?
My bad, man. No. So we're getting OP06 after Worlds. Meanwhile, Asia has been playing OP06 Plus right now for their national tournaments. So they're gonna have to come back down to us and play the same format we've been playing for all these finals already. Do you have any final comments regarding this tier list or the way the format's gonna shape up in the West?
I think this format is going to look almost exactly like OP05, and I hate it.
It's like purgatory. We're in the bad place.
Yeah.
Do you think that this is healthier or worse than Whitebeard format?
I think this is worse.
You think this is worse? So one of the comments that I get, it's that people complain less about this format, or at least Sakazuki being as oppressive or dominant, because they'll feel that it rewards more skillful players, and it's not a herb dirt deck that anyone can pick up the deck and win with it. And personally, I kind of agree with that, because a mediocre Sakazuki player cannot beat someone that's playing a different deck. Like you can't herb dirt, because a lot of decision making, you can mess up your math, mess up your minus, use the correct amount of Dawn, and you shut yourself in the foot.
It punishes you more.
Yes.
But also, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because our locals, because everyone that we play with is like a top tier player. I'm like, it doesn't happen ever. But I don't know, like, Sakazuki's just such, like, I hate playing against that deck. Like, you can say what you want about Whitebeard, but Whitebeard did not have the removal options that Sakazuki does.
No, Whitebeard is just face. This one is like, we're gonna clear your board and you're not gonna play the game.
Yeah, Whitebeard was like, I'm trying to like win the game as fast as possible. Sakazuki's like, we are not playing. You are my game. This is my game.
Yeah.
You cannot play. If you are trying to play, you will lose.
Shockingly, I struggle more against the Dofis and the Crocs than I did the Sakazukis, but I think that's also the blue support that they don't play. You know, the Red Rock and all that stuff. Yeah, but definitely I can see also, anything from S to B. Yeah.
We didn't have to deal with fucking like what yellow is now.
But isn't yellow? Well, no, half of yellow at least. It's a favorable matchup for Whitebeard though.
But I'm not talking about just playing Whitebeard. I'm saying like I'm saying when you in the Whitebeard format, like it was like
I see.
Yeah, there was like Whitebeard, but then like the rest of the decks were still fine. Like Law was like even in Whitebeard format, like Law was still probably the best deck.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just didn't seem as bad, and also with Sakazuki, it feels worse to me. And it's so oppressively good, and then they're just supporting it more because Whitebeard. Also, I wasn't like going into the next set being like, oh my god, I can't believe they also just gave it this much extra support.
Yeah.
On top of it, Whitebeard looks the same since it has like set 2 and 3.
Yes, it has. Funny. And it's still playable, baby.
But I'm really hoping that Rebecca gets banned. I think Rebecca should get banned.
Welcome to the ban list discussion video, guys. We're gonna talk about the ban list. We're gonna free Moby Dick.
But yeah.
You really think so? They're gonna lower or ban the all these generic cards like Rebecca?
I want them to because they said we're getting a ban list after Worlds.
I think it's gonna be very minimal and not what people expect because after they went ham that one time.
Trust me, after the Nami hits.
Yeah.
Like, God forbid we try to fix the format, but.
Oh my god.
I just hope.
But it was so toxic because it was all the death threats, you know, and all the comments and all the criticism and feedback. It was like violent. It was like, say like a bunch of Swifties were trying to, you know, attack the 49ers. Like that's how bad it was. Sorry, Swifties. I have a question being asked. How do you think the bans are gonna affect Moria and Perona? Well, we don't know what's gonna get banned, but we can agree Black is gonna get hit somewhat. You'd say?
I hope Black gets hit.
At least one card.
I think if they hurt Black, I don't think it's going to be hitting anything that is coming out in the new set because that just doesn't make sense.
Right.
Like the card game style. I think Rebecca is an easy hit because it's something that is really powerful. It gets bolstered by the fact that you have the new Gecko Moria card, and something that's going to see play in Black everywhere. Another thing that you could do is that you could hit Houndblaze.
Houndblaze is, or even limited, you know, because it's a Navy card, right? You can still search it, yeah.
Rebecca, you could put it to 1, but the thing that Rebecca scares me about is because you can, now with the Gecko Moria, you can recycle it. So that's like really scary.
See, I don't know if it's worth bringing back Kabaji or even if it matters at this point now. Moby may or may not come back. I think it's already the game's advanced too much for it to matter that much to be game breaking.
It'd be cool if it came back.
Yeah, because
if Moby came back and that like bolstered Red or Whitebeard up to like an S tier contention where people were like really scared about it. It couldn't become the best deck because if that was the case, everyone would just start playing Black again. Anyways, and then you would play the
or Mono Blue too, and it's getting a resurgence with all the Warlord stuff.
Is that Black is currently the best color.
Yeah,
and Black has a thing that pops events.
Oh yes, you're right. Yeah, and also the fact that people would start playing the puddings, and those puddings on the blue side of things or on the purple side of things, we have the blocker law. This card is insane. People would just play the pudding and the Isho, and there goes your hand.
Yeah.
So
I just don't think it can
yeah.
be the best deck in the format ever again.
No,
Personally.
there's too much variety and options and variants and what you're seeing that I don't think it could be as dominant as it used to be. It would take a really broken card maybe to like throw it off.
Yeah.
Future formats.
But I would love for them to hit Black and or Sakazuki. I want Hell. I want Hell Blaze to 1 or 2. Probably 2. I think that card is extremely broken, but I hate when I am playing against Sakazuki and then like late game they just play the 4th Houndblaze against me. I'm like, how? Like getting through 4 of that card is so aggravating.
Do you think? Go finish that, sir.
And then if they're gonna hit Black, they also need to hit yellow in some regards.
So with that, I was gonna get into, because Houndblaze is one of those cards that has a other side of the coin. It's got the Amaru. Would you say that one should also get hit as well because it's the same card?
No, because you could just put Amaru. The thing is that people only play like 2 or 3 Amaru anyways. Houndblaze was a card that got put at 4 in every single deck. If you put Amaru to 2, it would do like nothing. People would just like, oh, I can't play 3 of this card. I have to play 2 of it now. And then also that card can't be used turn 2 of the game. You have to use it when you're at 1 life. It's not like, because if Houndblaze said that you had to be at 1 life to use, I would not give a shit about that card. But the fact that you're using that on like turn 2 and 3 is what really makes that card annoying, because you're like, oh, I'm going to bottom deck your mid range, and I'm also going to like still be able to poke you with this Branu that I played turn 1. Like that's the most annoying part of that deck.
Do you think that with the not this set, but with the upcoming Big Dad Ace, the yellow 10-drop, do you think this is maybe a sign that we might be limiting or losing 10-drop Big Mom?
Maybe, sure. I don't think limiting 10-drop Big Mom is the answer, because then everyone just plays an L. So you have to like do something about an L. But I would be interested to see what you're gonna do to an L, because the problem with like yellow itself is that like, and to my opinion, there's not one individual card in yellow that is the problem. I think it's just like a conglomerate of a bunch of really good cards put together. That if you got rid of any individual card, it doesn't destroy what the deck is. It's the combination of everything together.
Yeah, it's just playing the good stuff deck.
It's just a good stuff deck.
Yes, and that's what this game's all about, the good stuff decks.
So I'd be interested to see what they did. I think to like really limit yellow, they would have to do a lot of work, and it would take like a lot of like dev time and strategy and thinking about what you wanted to do to balance the deck while also keeping it like relevant in the format. Like, because the only other answer that you could do, that if you wanted to get rid of that deck, is like, oh, put Big Mom to 1, put Yamato to 1, and then you like okay, I guess if you just want to like completely remove these decks out of the format. But
But yeah, I think the list is pretty solid. You know, it's no matter what, even if it's like half the tops or double the tops, these 4 are the very top decks of this upcoming format and the one that already happened in Japan. So I think that's fair to say these are the 4 decks that are going to be played. And then we have some challengers underneath them, and they're very good cards, very reliable. But it's always what's going to populate top table is going to be these 4, and these on the A and B tier will like be somewhere in there. Maybe be the X1 deck that makes it through like into top cut. So speaking of top cut, there's actually, I believe there should be 2 upcoming events that will have a top cut, and that's going to be one at Niagara Falls in Canada, because they like to do top cut. So that's one. So it's a different opportunity for decks to be played, because it's like a second life, right? Because you can lose 1 or 2 games, and you can get into top cut, and then you can just win out and you win the whole thing. Whereas if you play in a regular regional or treasure cup, you are not allowed to lose. If you lose, you cannot win, right? And on top of that, we're going to be having Big Peoria. It's going to be a second Peoria tournament in April or May. And that is a 1,500 person event. The biggest regional to date, I believe, for North America at least. So that's, and it's going to be a day 2 event with Top Cut, so that's pretty cool. And also, not many more details shown, but it did announce a regional in Santa Clara and one again in Montreal now. So a lot more games to be played. We don't know if it's going to be a regular Swiss or Top Cut event, but yeah, being Top Cut does make a difference, you think, right?
Say that one more time.
Like having the events be half Top Cut will make a difference on what decks could win out, you think, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, kind of, I guess, because like black is a good best of 3 deck too. It's not like it's like yellow. It hurts a little bit more in a best of 3 because it has less of the sack factor. Like it,
right,
like more streamlined, consistent. But then black is just like it's black,
especially with the consistency. Yeah. Alrighty, I think we're about summed up this tier list. That's gonna be it right here. Anybody you want to shout out? Anything you want to say, Mr. Evan? What up, TCG?
If you guys have not done it yet, I have started my own channel. It's called Woda TCG. Please check me out and subscribe. I will be posting this tier list video there too if you want to go back in case you missed some of the stream.
Yep.
And you want to hear more. I'm going to be posting a lot more often on it. So yeah, look out for more in the future.
Awesome. And likewise over here, I'll be doing that as well. Always, I'll be doing my coverage of events whenever I can. Actually, Evan and I are going to be traveling to Japan for the World Championship for One Piece. So very exciting.
2 weeks from today.
Yeah, 2 weeks from today, we're gonna meet all the homies that traveled all the way from America to over there, and then some. We're gonna meet a lot of the Asian populace over there. We'll see all the best players that Asia has to offer, and it's gonna be at a Bandai Card Fest. So it's gonna have all this Bandai goodies, Union Arena, Dragon Ball. We're gonna come back with 1 million playmats from Union Arena, probably the Hunter x Hunter playmat. Link the channel? Yes, I will link the chat before this pops off. Let me go ahead and help you with that. Yeah, so you can I'll show you the run right now, and it's WODA TCG. Yeah, my algorithm sucks. Sorry, guys. And it's gonna be right here. Hold on, I'm gonna fix this right now. If I can fix it, there we go. So as you can see, Evan right here has a few videos already. He has one from pre-nats about why you shouldn't always play Sakatsuki, gravitate towards it. Then he did record the full Q&A with Yamaguchi, the voice actor for the Japanese dub of One Piece for Usopp. And he just has a, without the promos from the event, right?
Yeah, it's an Uda deck list, not getting any of the promos. So like, if you don't have Barts, if you don't have like the Uda event promos where like, oh man, I have like my set 2 stuff and I wanted to play Uda, but I don't have this $400 worth of promos. Oh no,
not the promo, especially right now because we got a scarcity of promos where we didn't get enough. So definitely it is very playable still, I'd say. Yep, very playable, and it's a very good deck. You might not need a promo, so it's good. Yeah, all right. Well, Evan, it was a pleasure having you on the stream. I had a great time. Always great time with you. When we cast it too. Hope we can keep doing this more in the future, and look out for more content when we go to Japan. Right?
Yeah. I'm sure you'll do a vlog video.
Oh yes, we're gonna get the whole 12 hours.
I had people telling me I should have done a vlog video in LA, and then I was like, do you want to see the same vlog except one on my perspective and one on Diego's perspective? And it was like, is this going to be the same exact thing because we did everything together?
Yeah, we
everyone was like, yes, do it.
You didn't suffer waiting for the Korean barbecue that we didn't get to, at least.
Oh yeah.
That was the one differential.
Yeah.
Oh god, that was painful. But yeah, no, if we're traveling, we're trying to record stuff because, it's always worth, while watching, there's always things you can always catch, like how the Mexico event was. Right after Worlds, I will be going to Mexico City for the regional, so we covered that event as well. And Evan, of course, because due to work, it's hard, you don't travel as much. But you got your ticket for Kissimmee, right?
Yeah, I'm in Kissimmee.
All right, well there we go. That's all we need right there. Just run it back, be the defending champion.
We'll see about that.
No, yeah, you got this. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You did it once, you can do it again.
That's fair.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna let you cut off your intro for your side of the video.
All right.
Sounds good. So we're gonna say goodnight to you, Evan.
Good night.
All right, so you can unplug
Good night,
there.
Pat.
Yeah.
A good night.
I'll talk to you in a chat.
Yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
See us. And you can just close that there on the call. Awesome. Yeah. Well, don't lose it. Close stream. Okay, so guys, so that was my friend Evan from Water TCG over here. So look out for his channel. I already showed you the how to get in and check him out. I'm gonna put on his link. I always promote his videos when he posts something, so you'll see it on my page, on my Instagram, my Twitter, all that stuff. But yeah, that's the list. I will be, what do we have? This weekend we have the pre-release for Dragon Ball Fusion World. I think I might skip out on the Carta Mágica online treasure cup, and I might go ahead and do the UTA event at my local, and then go to Gamers at Coco and play that pre-release event to get some starter decks. So check that out. Maybe I'll stream that. And after that, that is that week. And then we'll be going to Japan March 1st. We're going to be there March 1st through the 13th. And that's going to be a 3-part trip where we're going to do Tokyo, Bandai Card Fest. We're going to see all the homies, Jackson, Jonas. Sorry, I believe Strongest Wizard is going too. Barnaby, fellow One Piece player, law enthusiast, great artist, she's going too. We have, who else is going over there? Brian Batista, our friend there. So, oh, of course, Cross will be going there too. So sounds fun, unless his teacher won't let him do it. We have that, and then after that, we're kind of splitting. They're gonna stay a few more days in Tokyo, but we are gonna go to Osaka because we wanna check out Universal. We wanna go ahead and see the west of Japan. That's in Kumamoto, and that's where they're gonna have the One Piece Straw Hat statues. So that is Oda's hometown, and that's where he did like a project to like increase tourism in the city. So they built all these copper bronze statues of the Straw Hats, Luffy, Jinbei, Nami, and so on. So it's gonna be a cool trip for us there. We'll be doing all that stuff in the west. Then we'll fly back to Tokyo and finish it up here. And in the last bit of Tokyo, we're gonna do more like touristic stuff. Mario Kart. We're gonna see Tokyo Sky 3, all the Team Labs exhibits, all this cool food. So definitely, I'm gonna have my my terabyte free on my phone. Bring all the power bricks. So definitely, that's gonna be a lot of video coming from Japan. I'll say. I'm gonna try and show you all the stores that I can get into. Show you how the scene is there if possible. We are gonna try and participate in the side events at Bandai Card Game Fest because there was three events on the app, a 3v3 and 2 flagship battles. Unfortunately, the way to do it in Japan is gonna be a lottery based system. So we did not get chosen. Nobody that I know got chosen for the event aside from some Twitter people that I know from Japan. So unfortunately we can't get into it, but there's another mini event in there that's called Matching Battle, and it's actually going to be the same event that's going to be played by Makenyu, the Netflix live action actor for Zoro. So that's going to be hype. I do believe we got word that they will allow English cards to be played at the events, so that'd be super cool if they let us play with our English cards, because yes, it's going to be an OP07 format, but being halfway there with your cards and letting you play English cards will be really helpful. But I do know for a fact that they do sell completed decks in Japan, so even if you travel there for whatever and you want to play, you can always buy a deck and it'll work out, But yeah, I'm not going to make the stream very long today because I do work tomorrow and I want to get some sleep. But always, guys, this video will be put in a VOD in YouTube like always. Please check out my YouTube channel. If you don't know, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, on TikTok, Twitter, all the platforms. I post you all the deck lists that I can find from any local, a big event, regional, Treasure Cup. I went to Europe solely to get you deck lists for the European finals. So I'm also going to try my best and give you the deck list for the finals in Japan. After that, yeah, there's not much to say about that. I think I'm going to do my best and get you some results for that and treble plugs. So I'm going to cap it off here. I'm going to see if I can find anyone to raid, but I think it is late at night, so there might not be many people here. It's Clove. So yeah, we're going to end it here all together. So thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next stream. If my internet is willing and there is people to play around with, I might stream my Dragon Ball Fusion World pre-release event if I get to go, because it's quite a drive, so hopefully I get there. So look forward for that, and I'll see you guys at the next video, next stream, alright? Thank you.